First scary, man. Hey, isn't it supposed to be on 2 feet? Holy.
Yo, it's the Hexicans again. Crypto, this ain't the end. It's real life, not pretend. The code is what we defend. We some crypto junkies. Hex and pulse chain be comfy. The price action bananas. Chimpanzees, monkeys, making trust to sleep. How can I claim a loss? Hex and pulse chain, they didn't rug. Gary Gensler, we're the victims. I really think you just spreading some FUD. So tell me what this is about. Oh, you do anything for the clout? You are a joker and I am dope, but that's just a fact. Full disclosure. So tell me what's next. You think with your heart's gonna run with the funds? I heard some info to say that, and to me, that sounds really dumb. But that's just me, and we will see. Hex is no company. I own my crypto, how it should be. No restrictions, totally free. With DeFi, there's no middleman. Just code program to do what it do. Repetitive tasks, kiss my ass and regulate this new asset class, cause we some crypto.
First scary, man. Hey, isn't it supposed to be on 2 feet?
What the fuck is going on, everybody? Bang, bang. Whoop, whoop. All right, this is a good old-fashioned cluster fuck. Yeah, I gotta figure this shit out. There we go. How about that shit? Hello. Fuck, man. It's been a hot minute. I totally forgot. You know, kudos to John Boy, Crypto Compassion, man. I totally forgot what it's like to be behind the wheel, driving, pushing buttons, coordinating, all that happy good stuff. So bear with me. We'll get through it. Just going through the things here, figuring out what the hell's going on. Yeah. Let's see, that works. Hey. Good to see you, man. Appreciate it. Yes, Vegas was awesome. You know, it's a trip having 2 profiles on StreamYard here. So that is half the battle. Let's see if we can just make it simple here. Yeah. So we're getting things dialed in here. Man, what a day in Hexaco or Pulse Chain, you know, for the Pulsicans. Yesterday was crazy, huh? All that baby mama drama from Maria James, all that good stuff, you know. What are your thoughts? Is PDI real? Is it fake? What do you think? Is it going to zero? It had a nice recovery. I don't know. You know, is RH behind it? We don't know, do we? Sooner or later, man, this hell has to flush out. So we will see when it happens. So in the YouTube chat here, we got the StreamYard link. If anyone wants to jump on, shoot shit, just scroll up to the top in the YouTube thingamajiggy and pop in the green room here, and we'll see what's what. Get you on, hear your story. So Vets in Crypto is dedicated to military veterans and first responders. The overall goal, you know, and now that a more favorable administration has taken a hold of the country, thank God, it's okay to have a corporation tied to a crypto token, let's say, right? So we're working through all that BS. Nonetheless, everything, all super chats, any funds raised via the Vets in Crypto name goes towards raising funds for donations towards, let's say, for example, Tunnels for Towers, Wounded Warriors, EOD Warriors. There's a lot other more smaller but more meticulous organizations as well. So we'll get to all that. Yes, there is a new token on the horizon, a smart contract that is being built. And if you guys were down in Vegas, somebody may have gotten one of these coins. Later on, man, we're gonna have to do like a drinking game, right? So, like Mr. Hilarski, he plays the casino and stuff here. Like we're gonna have to do the honor system, right? But if somebody calls it out, right, you gotta throw down. If you got your challenge coin, if you don't know what a challenge coin is, well, we'll get you up to speed, no doubt about it. But later on, when somebody pulls this out and they slap it down, you gotta represent. You gotta show that you got yours. So we'll do something in the chat. We'll throw it up. Be like, yeah, I got mine. No, I don't. And you better grab the bottle because you're gonna have to do a shot, right? So if we're not all out in person together, whoever calls it out, slap it on the table. You got 15 seconds. The other people have 15 seconds to pull out their challenge coin. And whoever the poor son of a bitch is that doesn't have their token, their coin, their challenge coin, has to buy drinks for everybody. So that is how the challenge coin works. We'll get in further detail. Man, there's so much to share. I really don't have anything pulled up, which I need to have pulled up and primed in the tabs and ready to go. So that will be interesting and fun. Hopefully the music isn't too loud in the background. We're doing the thing, all that good stuff here. So, like I said, it is interesting having two profiles. If you guys haven't messed around with that, it is something to be said. It'll only get faster, right? Faster and more organized. It's a game of production, that's for sure.
Konnichiwa! Konnichiwa!
Yeah, I got this. We'll get her all figured out here, dialed in. Let's see here. Yeah, so where were we? So we're working on a new site here for Vets and Crypto. It's getting revamped, going through the editing, back and forth, all that good stuff. It'll be kind of interesting to see the before and the after, right? So I did a website myself, and it was absolute complete dog shit. So I'm getting some help on this one. So it's a work in progress. So it's coming around, but right now, like, it's just a standard placeholder type of a page. We're gonna have the ability here to accept payments. People can use fiat, do credit cards, and then going through Coinbase Commerce to set up accepting crypto payments, right? So this is just a basic real template. There ain't shit on here. I don't know if that works or not. City welcome tour. Yeah, not yet. Kind of a placeholder. Yeah. So that's the deal with the website. It's coming around. The overall premise and goal here is to give people or entities an avenue to make donations, via crypto or fiat, and all while participating in the community. So there's a second token, a version 2 of VETS coming out. It's in the works. It's going to have a smart contract. We're going to have some games, some avenues to generate revenue to go into a donation address. There already is the publicly listed one on DBank. If you go on said profile, you would see the D-Bank one. I don't know which X profile is pulled up here. I'll have to bounce around. New. We're gonna go to the profile, right? So if you're new, pop on over to VETS Crypto, VETS CRYPTO. So this is D-Bank. It's great, actually, for just seeing who's holding what. If you got an address, you got to use it on the desktop. Pop it in there. You can see what people are holding, all that good stuff. See what it's about. Of course, we need to hop over to the new thing. Already lost it. There you go. Share this tab. So, one of the biggest supporters here is good old Sunny Detective. So, shout out to you, man. You got this thing rolling in here. We got some hard. Hard is a great protocol. You buy some hard, HARD, and based on volume, you get the PDI rolling in your wallet, trickling in there. It's a beautiful thing, right? You got some A1A, PLS, INCAR. So we are fans of that. What do we got here? So these are some LPs generating. So it's just you just grind. But anyways, so it's a start. It's something. Check out D-Bank. dbank.com. And we go from there on that one. How is yeah, cool. Appreciate it. You know what? I really want to show. Can I midstream? I really want to show some of the Vegas stuff. If you guys haven't seen it, bear with me here. That's why if we had some secondary commentary here, be able to keep it going. That's why it works better with more people as you're doing the things. So let's see what we got here. Pretty sure I uploaded one or two things. Could have swore one of those things. Okay. Well, here's one. Here's a little highlight. Now, what do we got?
So the SEC won't let me be, or let me beat me, so let me see. They try to shut us down and behead us like King Louis. But it feels so empty when I keep going. So come on, nobody get from that. Let's do this shit and get ready, cause this shit's about to get heavy.
Take me to that other place. What you don't have, you don't need it now. What you don't know, you can feel somehow. What you don't have, you don't need it now. Don't need it now. It was a beautiful day.
Now this looks like a job for me, so everybody just follow King Pooey. Cause we need a little controversy, cause it feels so empty without me. It's just King Pooey, you and me.
Yeah. So that be that.
So the SEC won't let me be, or let me beat me, so let
So,
me see. They try
we
to
are
shut
back
us
and
down
live.
be headed like King Louis. But
The-
it feels so empty without King Louis. So
Let's
come
go
on,
up
buddy,
and
dip
go
that
to
and get ready, 'cause the shit's about to get heavy. I'm about to win my lawsuit.
this is like training day, man. All over, you know.
Now this
Take a
looks
break.
like job
You haven't
for
done
me.
some shit for a hot minute.
Just follow King
It's
Pooey, 'cause we need a little
yeah,
controversy.
takes a minute. Takes a minute.
Feels so empty without
Let's we got some music here. Let's just find me some time while I pull up an article here.
Make sure to check out Pulse TV
And K-Poo.
on Dex Tools and Dex Screener.
We about to get balls pumping. You wanna see a show? Stick around and you'll see something. Other blocks repping chains. KP coming, PTT coming. We coming, we coming, we coming, we coming. Top spot incoming. One be market cap, don't be nothing. We got to make your pulse feel something over here. No rugged, we about to put a stop to meme. Hunting only wants to shit. After us, all the meme gonna mean nothing. We the shit. I don't mean dumping, that's the mean dumping. Feeling like Jordan jumping. Let me jump in. I only see me and me. So the words will proceed. Our movement in motion, your conscience stuck on freeze. This shit is not what it seems. We lit like candles, only green. KPP, what a team, what a team. KP, should we tell them what else we got? We got the temperature rising, whole chain popping, heart rate's climbing, high tides coming, pulse bags pumping, they pop hopping, trying to rush it, we not stopping, moon it coming, moon it coming, moon it coming, moon it coming, moon it coming. Moon it coming, moon it coming, moon it coming. Come on, try to get from that fucking
Make sure to check out Pulse TV
And K-Poo.
on Dex Tools and Dex Screener.
Okay, bass guy. 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 Okay. King Pooey, tell me what that means. It's on post chain. It's a post chain meme. It sound like shh. You know what I mean. We've got a new meme, and King Pooey is the king. King Pooey, tell me what that means. It's on post chain. It's a post chain meme. It sound like shh. You know what I mean. We've got a new meme, and King Pooey is the king. Hexagons and pulsicans, let's shout the Pooey team. King Pooey sound like shit, but things ain't always what it seems. We're in a bull cycle, so let crypto do its thing. King Pooey will rise to the top, some will call it cream. King Pooey, 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 King Pooey's the new meme. A new meme, King Pooey is the king. King Pooey, tell me what that means. It's on post chain. It's a post chain meme. It sound like shh. You know what I mean. We've got a new meme, and King Pooey is the king. King Pooey, tell me what that means. It's on post chain. It's a post chain meme. It sound like shh. You know what I mean. We've got a new meme, and King Pooey is the king. Okay, face guy. Hey, face guy. Hey, face guy. Hey, face guy.
Shout out for your investor, man. Thank you, brother. Thank you, back, man. And Base God production. Thank you.
Okay, base guy. Okay, base guy. Okay, base guy. Okay, base guy.
All right. Stand by.
Do you want to be a king? Do you want to be a queen? Sitting on the throne, living in.
It's Richard Hart, rumored billionaire and bidet service technician. I'm here to install your bidet, sir.
It's the one and only Eagle Double G.
There we go. Look at that. Technology right there. It's going to wash your butt. Your butt's going to be clean. Let's get to work. Woo! Ooh, doggy. Wow, this thing actually works great. Well, anyway, Richard Hart here, rumored to be a billionaire, installing a bidet for someone that I love. And, it seems to work just fine. It only cost $100, and well, I don't see any leaks. So, clean butts for everybody.
Do you want to be a king? Do you want to be a queen? Sitting on the throne.
Hey, so check this out, man. The other night, I think it was last week, was at went to the Laser City Gareth Emery show, and just sick, man. Just absolutely sick. Talk about some freaking laser theme. Oh god. Mind melting, good fun shit. You get the idea. Dude, I'm a fan of lasers, but goddamn, that is some hot shit, man. Absolutely fire. I don't know, for a good time. That's what it's all about. Sugar Dougie. All right, so let's get to the order at hand here. Let me get over to the new curbs side of the house here. So, where are we? I'm going to go full screen here. So, Again, I think it was like my second time getting to meet the honor and privilege to meet the man, Nuclear Herbs. I believe Nuclear comes from when he was working as on the nuclear side of things for the Navy. I don't recall if he was a submariner or what have you. There's nukes on submarines, there's nukes on aircraft carriers, there's nuclear warheads here and there. But anyways, good guy. Very smart. Everyone's been following him, right? And all that good stuff. So he posted here, he's not too worried. So he's not concerned with the latest judgment. You can do with this information what you want. It may turn out that I'm right. It may turn out that I'm wrong. I don't have any inside information, so this is just what I see from my own perspective. And this is all Nuclear Herbs speaking, all right? So, and he lays out his case here. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Here, we'll try and make it a little bigger so everyone at home can read and follow along, or if you're working, just listen, all right? Number one, the SEC is dropping or settling crypto cases left and right and dropping investigations that would likely have turned into actual cases. Investigations take zero time to drop, so announcing those are easy. Number two, the SEC no longer seems interested in the whole regulation by enforcement tactic they used for years against crypto. We know this because commissioners have made this point clear more than once. All right? So, number three. We know the government wants to implement new policies and regulations regarding crypto. We know this because commissioners have said it, and the White House appointed a crypto czar with this express task, which is huge, right? What we want. We want regulation, some guidance, some clarity, and it's coming around, right? Slowly but surely. Number four. Given 2 and 3 above, it seems contrary to stated policy, both White House and current SEC, to continue to try and pursue cases where they will need to prove whether a digital asset is a security My computer glitched. I apologize. If it were to move forward, because again, no security, no case. And the only reason the SEC is claiming HEX, PLS, and PLSX are securities is because of the Howey test. Number five, the SEC's complaint just got ripped apart entirely on Rule 12b2 jurisdiction, and the allegations of fraud were allegedly torpedoed by the court on 12b6, failure to state a claim. Number six, so the SEC has to figure out whether or not they want to continue pursuing a case that is clearly now against stated policy and potentially might be OBE if Congress passes new legislation regarding digital assets. This is a distinct possibility given how long court cases last. It is highly likely that we will see proposed legislation that could undermine the SEC's own case in the not too distant future. Number seven, the SEC's current stance may also lead the SEC to implement or propose new regulations that could undermine their own case. If they're not going to pursue enforcement under the Howey test anymore. They need a different set of regulations specifically for digital assets. Hell yeah. Again, this could potentially have an impact on their ability to pursue their own case. Again, this imagine 6 months from now having to tell the court, our bad, Your Honor, but we just completely revamped our own regulations and these assets are no longer considered securities or no longer under our jurisdiction due to new legislation. So we have to dismiss this case. Sorry for wasting your time for the past 2 years. You know, I don't know, man. One thing I got for Mr. Herbs is, you know, we've been harmed. You know, the protocol, the product. You know, yeah, there's not a central entity, so to speak, but I mean, we have been harmed. Real people have been harmed in the making of this bullshit the last 2 years, frankly. Number 8, and even if they did want to continue to pursue Richard Hart, they still have a huge hurdle to overcome. They have to A, figure out a way to make jurisdiction stick, and B, figure out how to properly allege a fraudulent claim, both of which they were spectacularly unsuccessful at it in round 1. So he's not U.S. based, right? R.H. Richard Hart. He's somewhere overseas, God knows where, right? There's a lot to it. So even if like the majority of all the validators, we're here based in the U.S., it's just more involved. I mean, and two, like you look at Ethereum, we have ETFs for Ethereum and whatnot. Pulse Chain is a fork of Ethereum, a full system state copy. So if there's anybody new listening, you should at least go and check and see what tokens you have over on Pulse Chain, because gradually over time they have been increasing in value. So I forget the date was when the snapshot took place, but if you had stables, what have you, they got copied over in the system state copy of the fork. So they're there. And then also, you got that whole PDI thing as well. You might want to check out. I don't know. Maybe so, maybe not. It's your money. Do what the hell you want to do with it. So, continuing with number 8's a long one. Oof. All right. Mr. Nuclear Herbs is not concerned yet. I told you all why I don't think the SEC could successfully amend anyways, and I'm sticking by what I said. Unless they showed up with something new, and by new, I mean new facts that occurred during the relevant time periods between 2019 and 2020 for HEX and 2021 and 2022 for PLS and PLSX. I don't see how they have jurisdiction. Now, if this dismissal had been under Gary Gensler, SEC chairman, I think you'd see them try anyways. Of course they would. He's the guzzler. With different SEC leadership, the new policy direction from the White House, Congress preparing legislation regarding how digital assets are defined and which ones will be considered securities and commodities versus collectibles versus whatever else. I can't see a reason to continue to pursue a case that relies entirely on the Howey test at this point. And then too, they just came out with memes. Like, memes are not a security, right? So you got that. What did I just do? All right. Got number 8. Down to that. Imagine pursuing a case where Congress or your own agency could pull the chair out from under you at any time. It simply doesn't make any sense. That said, when was the last time our government made sensible decisions? That is very true. Very true. Either way, chill. Either it happens or it doesn't. Nothing you can do about it. Let Richard's team, which is an all-star cast of law firms such that Mr. Elon Musk himself utilizes for issues that arise. And the SEC's even charged him, and I think the same people are trying to get those issues and cases dismissed and wiped off of Elon's plate. So, shut up, would you? Yeah. Everybody's listening. I tell you, damn watches, AI, Jesus. Anyways, either way, chill. Nothing you can do about it. They've proven more than capable so far. That's RH's team. Jesus Christ. Oh. So, there you have it by Mr. Herbs himself. What do we got here? I zoomed in. Let's go back to lasers. Let's see lasers yet. So literally, I highly recommend everybody go to Nuclear Earth site, X profile page, and read all this stuff. The man, just lays it all out. Jesus, that is a lot. That is a lot to handle. He lays it all out very beautifully and eloquently. That's for sure. So we appreciate that. We're going to remove that. We're going to add that. All right. So, Mr. Herbs here agrees that this particular post case is the way to go. And I'm quoting him as he writes this. I remember when Coinbase wrote about this a few months ago after Grewal left the SEC. They said they'd never hire any firm that employed former SEC crypto regulation attorneys. Not going to bother to look for that post right now, but someone kind of wanted to. In my opinion, they should all be treated as radioactive. Instead of saying this is wrong, we shouldn't be regulating an industry out of existence and hurting investors to advance a political agenda. They just gleefully kept cashing paychecks. They should pay the price. No action without an equal and opposite reaction. So this is a response to Mr. Richard Hart's post. It states, but staff are already feeling the fallout. One former SEC employee who was granted anonymity over concerns of retaliation from the industry said that they are aware of at least one instance where a law firm declined to move forward with interviewing an individual at an agency. Yeah. So there's that whistleblower. So anyway, so we're going to switch guns here and go over to, which is why VETS and Crypto is here. We're going to read a couple articles, remind people what great military veterans do, and it's all about first responders as well, right? So we will find some good articles on those doing the things out there and bring some people on to talk about, what it's like to be out in the street you know, doing the thing, dealing with the things that general public doesn't want to see. They're shielded by these people that take on the responsibility of being first responders. When you're having a bad day, they're the first ones to show up, right? When things go south or there's a car accident or what have you, they're the ones cleaning it up, you know, taking care of the injuries, all that. You know, it's not pretty. A lot of people lose limbs, things of that nature. You just never know. So let's see here. So I think we're on. We got this one here. What? Sharing the tab and stop. Move from studio. Look at that. Just took a minute. These guys busting my balls about subscribing here. What do we got here? So, for our military veterans out there, U.S. strikes Houthis for third day. Pentagon says attacks will continue until targeting of Red Sea ship stop. Right? They're getting some, man. They're doing the thing. And about goddamn time, you know, like peace through strength, you gotta hit them in the face. So stop harassing everybody. So the U.S. strikes on Houthis in Yemen are ongoing daily and will continue until Iran-backed terrorists stop attacking military and merchant vessels transiting shipping lanes in and around the near the Red Sea. There is very clear end state to this operation, and that begins the moment the Houthis pledge to stop attacking our ships and putting American lives at risk, said the defense spokesperson said during the first Pentagon news briefing since Donald Trump took office on the second term. All right. Yada, yada, yada. So, in the meanwhile, they have declared war on the U.S., and so has Iran. Now, you want to talk about heroes? This is amazing. Back in the day, and you wonder, you know, why posthumously people are awarded the MOV Medal of Valor when, you know, just people do amazing things. This World War II soldier knocked out 6 German pillboxes and took 18 prisoners by himself. I mean, talk about alpha male kicking ass and taking names, you know, just amazing. On March 18th, 1945, Army First Lieutenant, a butter bar, wow, Jack LeMaster Treadwell, saw 8 of his soldiers gunned down while assaulting a heavily fortified, seemingly impregnable section of the Siegfried Line near Niederwolfach, Germany. The Siegfried Line was a defensive perimeter around the western front of Germany, littered with pillboxes, bunkers, tank obstacles, and other defenses designed to slow the Allied advance. So they had these big ass concrete boxes just buried into the ground, into mountainsides and everything. So when D-Day came, invasion of Normandy, and they were coming onto the shore, you know, it was very hard to take out, you know, stop the gunfire and everything. You see by these holes, it was real thick concrete. Munitions weren't like what they are today, and whatnot. Just a different form of fighting. Man, World War I, trench warfare. That was crazy. So, continuing on, the German pillboxes had pinned down Treadwell's Fox Company of the 180th Infantry, 54th Infantry Division, with intermittent artillery barrages and continuous machine gun and sniper fire for hours. hours. Imagine it, being pinned down and shot at for hours, like on a beach, what have you. You know, people would freeze up. They call it shell shock. Many other variations of that as well. Armed with a submachine gun and hand grenades, Treadwell sprinted up the barren hilltop despite the onslaught of incoming fire. He returned the favor by firing at the pillbox opening and chucking grenades at it. I mean, ballsy as fuck, dude. Like, wow. Through a furious solo offensive, Treadwell fought his way toward the first pillbox on his to-do list. Once he was close enough, he shoved the barrel of his machine gun through the pillbox opening and forced 4 of the 5 surviving German soldiers to surrender. He sent the captured Germans toward the American line, but he wasn't done. Treadwell fought on to the next pillbox under a thunderous onslaught of fire from machine guns and snipers, single-handedly overcoming a second German pillbox, and this time capturing the German commander in charge of the hilltop defenses. Like, come on, man. Like, holy shit. He then assaulted the third pillbox, fighting his way across the barren crest of the hill, completely exposed to incoming enemy fire. Then, once the third bunker was dispatched, he hit the rinse and repeat button, defeating 3 more pillbox defensive positions. Oh my god. So a total of 6. In total, he captured 18 German soldiers and shut down 6 well-defended pillbox positions. My God. So, rightfully so. For his actions on that ridgeline on August 23rd, 1945, Treadwell was awarded the Medal of Honor, the nation's highest award of valor. So MOH, Medal of Honor. Many, it's posthumous. They didn't survive. They did heroic acts, but they didn't make it, right? And some have living Medal of Honor recipients. It's real interesting when you hear their stories. The Germans quickly fell prey to his further rushes on 3 more pillboxes in the confusion and havoc caused by his whirlwind assaults and capture of their commander, states Treadwell's Medal of Honor citation. According to the Department of Defense, Treadwell joined the Army in January 1941 and earned a battlefield commission. Wow. On March 23rd, 1944. So battlefield commission, meaning he was promoted out on the battlefield following his actions fighting in Italy from 1943 to 1944. So he was hopping around the campaigns. So by his courageous willingness to face nearly impossible odds and by his overwhelming one-man offensive, now Captain Treadwell reduced a heavily fortified, seemingly impregnable enemy sector, states Treadwell's Medal of Honor citation. His actions inspired the rest of his company to unleash a furious assault on the remainder of the Germans' defensive positions, successfully breaking through a section of the Siegfried Line, allowing Allied forces to continue their fight into Nazi Germany's final place to retreat in World War II. Like, and so you may hear a lot of times, like I'll say, lead, follow, or get the fuck, get out of the way. And that is the whole premise of that. You lead by example and others will follow. And he demonstrated that to the T. And that's why he was awarded the Medal of Honor. Accordingly to the Department of Defense, Treadwell was substantially promoted to captain following the battle during World War II. Treadwell earned the Bronze Star, Silver Star, Distinguished Service Cross, and the Legion of Merit. I think that's by the French. That one specifically. That's not where this steely-eyed Mustang's military history stops. He continued serving and was Chief of Staff of the 23rd Infantry Division and later commanded the 11th Infantry Brigade during the Vietnam War. Holy Jesus. According to the Military Times Hall of Valor, as a senior officer, he earned the Army Commendation Medal, Distinguished Flying Cross, Soldier's Medal, and his second and third Legion of Merit. Jesus, what a stud. Treadwell retired as a colonel after a storied career spanning nearly 30 years, 2 wars. He died on December 12th, 1977, and was buried in the Fort Sill Post Cemetery in Lawton, Oklahoma. Jesus, that's amazing. That is, if you don't know, now you know. You know. What's up, David? Appreciate your support, man. All your help out there. Now, this is another amazing story here. It continues. All right. Save a team of Rangers under fire. This pilot dropped every bomb from 2 F-16s. I mean, Jesus Christ. Man. So, Lieutenant Colonel Craig Andrill dropped all the bombs his F-16 could carry to support Army Rangers in a firefight in Afghanistan. Then he flew back to base, switched planes, and dropped all those bombs too. Like, are you kidding me? Look at this guy. Just getting after it, man. You know, I'll tell you guys, I got to experience what's called a Tiger Cruise. A cousin of mine was the CAG a few years ago, and a Tiger Cruise is where civilians come on board a naval ship, friends, family of those that are on the ship itself, and you get to sail back from Hawaii back to San Diego, and you're living aboard the ship. I'll go into that story another time, but this was on the USS Nimitz aircraft carrier. Anyways, awesome time. I really need to pull up those pictures and everything, because man, just being down on the flight deck, right in the down where in the fantail of the ship where the meatball is, the glide scope, down in the pit there, and looking across and seeing the hooks of the F-18 Hornets. There's like 4 different arrestor cables down there, and for fun they'll call out like hook wire 1, hook wire 4, and if the pilots miss the one that's being called out, they got some hell to pay. Got to play games or got to buy everybody beer or something like that. But anyways, a lot of naval traditions out there. So that was like 15 years after I got out. I was able to do that as a civilian, which was really cool. And being up in the officers' sleeping quarters, eating in the officers' mess. I got out as a corporal on the enlisted side of the Marine Corps. So I was back 2000, what have you. Did the 13th MU, so 13th Marine Expeditionary Unit. So that's part of the amphibious ready group, the ARG. So that's a small contingent, like three ships out of the larger battleship contingent. So, anyways, yeah, story for another day. Because this guy's a badass. Anyway, stick to Mr. Andrel here. He was in the cockpit of his F-16 waiting to take off from Bagram Air Force Base in Afghanistan when another American warplane descended out of the sky toward the runway. Oh, dude, these are awesome. They're also known as like Puff the Magic Dragon or a Spectre gunship. Dude, you got to see these things at night. A hulking AC-130 gunship. Like, dude, you just got to look it up and see it on, like, when it turns over on the side, man, and you got like 20 mil, 30 mil. It's an amazing gunship that just lays down a stupid amount of hate on whoever is on the receiving end. So I'm holding short of the runway, and this is the pilot speaking. I'm holding short of the runway, and I see the AC-130 landing, and I'm like, oh shit, that's not good. The mere sight of the gunship was a tip-off that something had gone wrong in a firefight just over the horizon. In a mountain valley about 50 miles away, a unit of Army Rangers had run into a hornet's nest of resistance. The AC-130 was returning from that fight, even though it should not have been. For one, the crew was flying during daylight, a sure sign that the fight was particularly intense. And second, the big plane was back at Bagram because, as Andrew heard on the radio, its various guns and canisters were Winchester, out of ammunition. So they fucking dropped everything. That thing is basically a flying tank killing machine, and we just ran that thing out of weapons. So you know it's a bad day. And the pilot was heading right for it. As soon as the gunship cleared Bagram's runway, Andrew and his wingmen in the 2nd F-16 from Shaw Air Force Base, South Carolina, roared off with full afterburners toward the battle, less than a 10-minute flight away. Over the next hours, in a 2017 mission not previously reported outside of an Air Force press release, Andrel would pull off a flying day that would fit on any list of Air Force combat flying lore. Jesus. In a span of just a few hours, Andrel would rush to the firefight, drop every bomb on his F-16, and strafe enemy positions with his but it feels so empty without King Puya. So come on, go buy the deal, fuck that, hold through the shit and get ready, cause this shit's about to get heavy. I'm about to win my lawsuit. You carry. Now this looks like a job. And drop every bomb on that second jet as well. On both flights, Andrel was dropping bombs less than 10 minutes after takeoff. Only after he was completely out of ordnance did the other U.S. aircraft, including the rearmed AC-130, arrive to take over. I told my squadron we were a customer service oriented organization, and Andrew said, and in that day our customers were the Army Rangers. Iowa farm to a wild weasel. Andrew grew up on a farm in Ellery, Iowa, a town with a population just over 1,000 in the 1990s. He did not grow up dreaming of flying, but rather just getting to college. When he was in high school, a friend of an older cousin got a naval ROTC scholarship. That's where you're going through the motions while you're in college, ROTC. I thought, well, it's a good way to pay for college, so I applied for an Air Force ROTC scholarship and got that, and then graduated from the University of Iowa and got a pilot slot. He got married to a woman from Cedar Rapids, Becky, and started what would be a 23-year career flying F-16s. And that's not an easy marriage. I got family that are pilots and in the military. It's just not easy. The divorce rate is like it's stacked against them. Those that are in the military, it takes a lot of work to stick it out. So kudos to all those that do while the significant other is serving. I was one of the guys who knew I wanted to be a fighter pilot when I was a kid. I wasn't one of the guys who knew I wanted to be a fighter pilot when I was a kid or anything like that. But once I started flying, I knew that's what I wanted to do. Though he joined the peacetime military, the 9/11 terror attack struck when Andrew was in basic pilot training. Once qualified as an F-16 pilot, Andrew deployed 4 times, twice to Iraq and twice to Afghanistan. Jeez. With his first 3 deployments ranged from slow to steady operations, the 4th in the late 2016 and early 17 was by far the busiest. Damn. By 2016, Andrew was a lieutenant colonel and the commander of the 79th Flight Squadron at Shaw Air Force Base, South Carolina, a fabled flying unit known as the Tigers that traces its roots to the wild weasels of the Vietnam War, tasked with a mission that would come to be known as Suppression of Enemy Air Defense, or SEAD. Wild Weasel pilots used a tactic that was as daring as it was dangerous. They went out and deliberately got shot at. In modified jets carrying specifically designed high-speed anti-radiation missiles, or HARMs, Weasel pilots trawled for the... Oh, screen turned off. Shit. Give me a minute. Been at this for too long. We'll wrap it up here and come up to an ending. Let's see. Get this. Go back over here. And story time will continue. So, modified jets. Look, the Weasel jet, they fired a HARM to track directly back to the radar. Yeah, so if you remember Bat 2-1, the Vietnam guys flying in the intruder type of jets where they're side-by-side pilots. You got the EFW, or the Electronic Warfare Officer, EWO, jamming and getting the SAMs to light up so they can track them, so that somebody behind them can shoot missiles and blow up the SAM sites and shit like that. Again, it's crazy ballsy shit. But that still left a missile flying towards the Weasel's jet. Unable to outrun the missiles, they learned to outfly it with high G turns and dangerously low flying. The Weasel's mission remains a source of pride among modern pilots like those at the 79th, who wore a patch with a cartoon weasel over the community's unofficial motto for its missions. YGBSM, you gotta be shitting me. That's good shit. Annihilate ISIS. In late 2016, Andrew led a deployment of the 79th to Bagram just as the war entered an eventful period. Secretary of Defense James Mattis, the devil dog, had just proclaimed that the U.S. would annihilate ISIS anywhere on the globe. shifting the focus of wars across the region to finding and hitting the terrorist organizations. Most of that fight quickly erupted in northern Iraq and Syria, with the U.S. shifting assets away from Afghanistan. By the time the F-16s from the 79th arrived in Bagram, they were the only close air support fighters in the country. So until a new aircraft carrier came around to help out, anyways, that comes after this. The unit before us at Bagram had 18 jets, and said Andrew, they cut us down to 12, and we dropped way more munitions. With just a dozen planes, the 79th was tasked with keeping two F-16s in the air 24 hours a day in 4-hour blocks. Each plane carried 3 bombs, 2 500-pound Mk-82s and 2,000-pounder Mk-84s, each equipped with the JDAMs. Those are the Joint Direct Attack Munitions Guidance Systems. So basically, they can drop, they can laser them with laser guided munitions, and they tune into the frequency and they'd fly right in. And like nearly all flying units, every mission required the team to prepare a spare, a fully fueled and ready to fly plane with a full load of weapons and ammo that was held in reserve in case a scheduled aircraft developed an issue before a mission began. Daniel Lazel was a crew chief on the deployment. The grind to keep 2 fighters in the air constantly, he said, was a non-stop juggling act with long hours. With 12 jets, you typically have one getting inspections done, or you typically always have that hard broke one. And then maybe one other that's having some issues that maybe is maintenance intensive, but it's not going to fly for the next day or two. So now you're down to 9. You get 2 in the air, now you're down to 7, and then 2 are sitting ready, so that's down to 5 backups, so now you're another sitting spare, so you very quickly run out of aircraft. Maintenance troops invested in the mission. The 79's pilots began hosting a movie night of sorts on Fridays, first on a classified laptop, and then on a big screen TV in a hangar. As the crowds grew, pilots would play footage of the week's strikes from their gun and weapons cameras. Those are pretty fucking cool, man. The pilots who flew each mission would stand by the screen and talk through what the target was, what was on the screen, and the decisions they made when they got there. That's pretty cool. At first, just 5 or 6 of the maintenance team showed up, but within a few sessions, said Andrew, the building was packed and people were lined up down the hallway to watch the attack because we were that busy. So instead of just seeing a jet take off with bombs and come back without bombs, we would bring them to see the videos of those strikes. Oh yeah, man, that's good shit. You always got to try to maintain morale. That's the hardest thing over a long duration deployment. But mostly, said Andrew, the best motivation for the whole unit was planes returning from missions with no bombs on the wings. Fuck yes. They loved it, man. He said, if we were busy, they see the value of what we're doing because they're humping out there on the line to get the jets ready, keep them flying, and keep the weapons on. Across the 6-month deployment, said Lancel, the 79th didn't miss a single flying line. There were some nights where we are like fixing a jet as guys are stepping out to the aircraft ready to go fly it. It's last minute, like let's put this thing back together and let's get ready to go again. A close by heavy battle. As the deployment rolled on, the pilots at the 79th often supported an Army Ranger task force, also based in Bagram. and worked to win the trust of the special operators. Night after night, the pilots of the operations desk at the 79th would meet with or call the Ranger headquarters to prep for the day's missions. When and at what coordinates would the raids of patrols be? What frequencies, call signs, procedures did the Joint Terminal Attack Controller, the JTACs, those are the guys on the ground, tasked out with special forces or what have you, a unit, and those were usually the Air Force guys calling in the 8 or 10 grid coordinates to use direct air strikes. Special people, man, really special people. Just as the Wild Weasels of Vietnam made the SEAD missions their own, post 9/11 fighter pilots have mastered CAS, close air support, dude. So that's why, man, I'm a big fan. I love the A-10 Warthog, aka the tank killer. Dude, that thing is just a beautiful flying, slow flying, low level flying fortress, and troops on the ground, troops in contact. Just loved hearing that burp, this burp, and this, man. It will, there's footage of it. It's a beautiful sound. So putting bombs, bullets, and other weapons into the middle of a firefight. At the heart of a CAS is the 9 line, a list of key information about a target, heading, distance, location of friendly forces, etc., that a JTAC or even a novice rifleman can quickly pass to a pilot to set up an attack. So there's a saying in the Marine Corps that there's nothing deadlier than a Marine and a radio. So from day one, we learned basic land navigation. You learned how to develop, how to read your 8 grid coordinates, so you could actually call in fire support, and then if on target, fire for effect. Occasionally, gunfights and CAS missions would come so thick that every F-16 mission in a 24-hour cycle, all 12 flights across 6 4-hour alert periods would drop weapons in support of a ground fight. Jesus. We called that battling for the cycle. Though the winter of 2016 and into 2017, the 79th pilots worked to win the Rangers' trust, we built a good relationship with the Army units down in Helmand Province. Nasty. In that relationship with them, whenever something was going on, we would know. When we call them from our operations desk and talk to them to say, hey, what's going on today? And let them know who's on station for you. We would kind of prioritize going and working with those guys as they kept us busy. On April 17th, 2017, a task force of Army Rangers were moving through a river valley of Niger province and entered a town. In buildings on all sides, enemy fighters were waiting. So they got ambushed. This unit got ambushed. So 2 F-16s already in the air from the 79th responded quickly and expelled all their weapons, as did the AC-130, also supporting the Rangers. That was when the call came from Andrel and his wingman, Captain Adam Furman, or Hawk. They all have call signs, right? And you don't get to make up your name. They sit around a table and just based on your character, stupid shit you done, is how, whatever, Maverick, Goose, is made up. As they taxied out, the AC-130 landed out of ammo. Oh shit, that's not good. A call for help arrived the moment jets took off. As soon as I got near in the well, I got text message on the F-16's communication system. It was a 9-line. He jotted the information on a knee board. As the F-16s rapidly chewed up the miles toward the fight in the valley, fighters barricaded inside multi-story building were pouring fire on the Rangers. The JTAC was calling for F-16's biggest bomb, a 2,000-pound JDAM, to flatten that fucker. Normally, a pilot dropping bombs wants to see their targets before releasing their weapons, both to confirm they have the right target and to be aware of what not to hit nearby. I want to get eyes on. I want to confirm what's going on the ground, Andrew said. Give some confirmation with the JTAC that I'm on the right target, but they were getting shot at the time from this building, so they wanted it gone. Sight unseen, Andrew set up his run-in. I just drove to 10 miles out from the target and turned in. He said, I'm trusting the guy on the ground, and the coordinates I read them are what he wants destroyed. And they give us the rules of the ROE, the rules of engagement, so I know they've done their due diligence on the ground. On his first pass, less than 8 minutes off the runway at Bagram, Andrew released the JDAM. I hear good hits. Say when ready to copy the next 9-line. Andrew said, all right, here we go. And then it was just kind of rapid succession of 9 lines. Within minutes, Andrew had dropped all his bombs and Furman had dropped 2 of his 3. That left the F-16's 20 Mike Vulcan cannon, which the 2 used to strafe until their fuel began to run low. So strafing, they're coming in and just making gun runs, keeping the enemy's heads down. While on missions, F-16s refueled one at a time, one sprinting away to gas up from a tanker while the second F-16 stayed over the Rangers until the first returned. This is why air superiority is paramount and key in all things. And that's why, air superiority rules. And you always have to have dominance to control the sky. Andrew quickly found the tanker and moved into position, but then a thought occurred to him. Even with more gas, he'd have no more bombs to drop. But the spare back at Bagram was fully loaded. He called the pilot manning the 79's ops desk, Brad Oatman, known as Quaker. I said, hey, is the spare jet available? And they're like, let me check. Yeah, Andrew said, all right, I'm going to check. Come get it. Just yards below the refueling boom of the tanker, Andrew waved off, rolling his F-16 inverted and drove away. A fast launch. By luck of maintenance rotation, the spare F-16 was the unit's flagship jet, which is normal operations at home would belong to Andrew's as the squadron commander. With a tiger theme painted job, it represented the squadron and was parked in the first position on the flight line. That's cool. Lassell was assigned to the jet as the crew chief. As honor among a squadron's maintenance troops, you kind of get evaluated against all of your peers, he said. It's the boss's jet, and it stands out the most, so you put a little bit of extra care into the aircraft. You want it to be the cleanest one, the one that's most taken care of. For when your VIPs show up, like a dog and pony show, and we always have those, generals come, you show them the good shit, and all that good stuff. Like the USO tours, great for morale, USO. God bless you guys. And that'd be a great one for Vets and Crypto to raise money towards and make donations to the USO operations, 'cause they host a lot of events, like Dick Van Dyke, a lot of familiar people back in Vietnam would fly over to Vietnam, go to a forward operating base, and put on a show to help with troops' morale and all that stuff. When Andrew and Furman first took off, Lassell had hoped for some downtime. When the jets take off, we normally get a little bit of a break, he said. So I went and sat down and started to eat lunch, hanging out with some guys, and all of a sudden the radio started chirping, and you can tell something's going on. And one of the tech sergeants comes up and he's like, "Hey man, one of the jets is coming back. He's empty and he's going to take your aircraft." So I guess that's a picture. Yeah. So then Air Force Lansell, now an Apache helicopter pilot in the Army. I didn't realize probably the urgency of the situation. Lansell said he was prepping the plane, taking covers off, when another pilot ran up to him and handed him several sheets of paper. They were the nine-line cards. Andrew had called ahead and said he had used all of his cards on the first round of strikes. That's the first and only time that's ever happened. And I was like, oh man, something crazy must be going on. Within minutes, Andrew's jet taxied onto the 79th ramp. After shutting down, Andrew climbed out, made a beeline for Lassell. I gave him a salute, shook his hand, which was what we do. Andrew said, I told him, hey man, I'm really keyed up, so don't let me miss anything, but we got to go fast. So like a checklist, go through the checklist. And the ground crew chief was thinking the same thing. He's like, I'm thinking about other things right now, so make sure we do this safely. The crew chief remembered. I was like, no problem, sir. We'll get you out of here. As Andrew climbed into the cockpit and began activating systems and running checks, Lassell worked through his pre-flight inspection of the plane's exterior, a task built into his muscle memory from tech school and hundreds of other launches. Down the right side of the plane, he checked for oil and hydraulic leaks and double-checked that the safety pins were out of the landing gear and wing tanks. Talking with Andrew over a headset wired to the plane, Lansell crouched under the bombs on the plane's wings, checking the JDAM sensors. Andrew's cockpit systems were set to the same codes. Finally, Andrew said, pull comms, pull chocks, I give you signals. A final call to watch as the pilot moved the plane's control surfaces, ensuring the flaps and brakes responded properly. I want everything to go right the first time as quickly as possible, Lansell said, because you know any little thing to delay him means his wingman maybe can't stay on station and has to break contact to go refuel without another aircraft up there, which would suck for the ground troops. Indeed it does. With a final wave and salute, Andrew taxied out the runway and roared into the sky. On a normal day, a pilot who lands F-16 might be ready to climb down from the cockpit 20 minutes after touching down, while those headed out to fly generally step out of the jet an hour before takeoff. Before touchdown to wheels up, Andrew was on the ground at Bagram for just 39 minutes, and his boss flew away. Lassell took a moment to review his previous half hour. I just kind of stood there where the aircraft was parked and said it was the finest launch of my life. I was replaying everything, kind of double checking myself, like, okay, yeah, we did brakes, yeah, we closed the panel, yeah, we pulled all pins were pulled, everything is on safe. And then, yeah, once I took off, I was like, good to go. Second pass. Just as on his first flight, as soon as Andrew was airborne, 9-line was waiting. There was another large building with dug-in fighters. Furman still had his final bomb, but it was 500 pounds, and the Rangers wanted 2,000 bomb that Andrew was returning with. Again, sight unseen, Andrew dropped the bomb on his first pass. I hit the building. I dropped another 500. Then it was quiet for a minute, he said. But when fire erupted nearby, the Rangers both had both pilots drop their final bombs on a tree line. So that's Andrew climbing out of an F-16. Soon, 2 more 79 F-16s arrived, as did the AC-130 gunship, with fresh ammo relieving Andrew and Furman. As he climbed out of the cockpit for the second time that day at Bagram, he briefly considered the moment. I felt like I was crazy, he said. I'd never heard of anyone doing this. I was like, I can't believe we just did this. And I know it's a cliche, but it's not that I did something, but that we did something. The mission was, he said, a team effort. There was never like, well, I don't know if we should or can. It was, okay, cool, let's do it, let's go, you know? And everybody just made things happen, and it was awesome. And that's what it's about. And under this last administration, they took that ability away. And this is exactly what you want, is troops on the ground, that squad leader, troop platoon leader, to make on the spot decisions and not wait for permission and to run it up. You know, things got really carried away for a while. But now with the new administration, these are back to the units making the call. Post-deployment, 79th hit for the cycle several more times on its 2016-2017 deployment. Laszlo couched the deployment in the terms on a previous deployment. He had been a crew chief for a plane that dropped bombs 12 times in 6 months. On this one, his plane dropped bombs 38 times. 2 pilots in the 79th, captains, Nagrid and Cruz, were awarded Distinguished Flying Crosses for a close air support mission during a different Ranger firefight that time at night. 2 Rangers died in the fighting, but the bombs dropped by the 2 allowed 88 to survive. According to an Air Force release of the mission, when the Rangers returned to Bagram, 2 Rangers sought out the pilots and told them they would almost certainly have died without their air support. In appreciation, the Rangers gave the pilots their Velcro Ranger tabs from their uniforms. Wow. I mean, that's everything, man. Jesus. Andrew's wingman is now a test pilot at Edwards Air Force Base. Laszlo left at the Air Force and joined the Army as a warrant officer, WO. He now flies Apache attack helicopters. Andrew, he said, wrote a letter of recommendation for his warrant officer application package. So a WO, warrant officer, is when an enlisted person crosses over to a warrant officer, more pay. It's a working man type of a gig. But those that want to stay usually in a working capacity, but it's a nice pay upgrade for enlisted to cross over to an officer, but it's a warrant officer. Many consider those to be a real officer. Yeah, depends who you're asking, who you're talking to. In 23, Andrew, then a colonel, retired as the commander of the 388th Fighter Wing at Hill Air Force Base, Utah. In the years since, he and his wife I didn't worry about any of that stuff. So there you go. Bang bang. Wow, that was a lot. That was a lot of reading. Oh my god. So, anyways, great fireside chat with everybody. Good talk. Appreciate y'all turning in. Nice to break away from the grind of crypto, my friends. Yesterday was crazy. I made a couple comments about being mentally fit. The more times you do this, a lot of people that went through the memes on the stock market, right? So GME, AMC, that was a crazy experience, and a lot of people, that was a lot of people's first time dealing with the green candles and the emotions of watching the chart doing stupid, crazy shit as GameStop and AMC did. And you fast forward, you get into crypto, go through a cycle or two. That's when people say being emotionally and mentally fit, it's time and market. You just have to go through those motions and experience those things so you remain calm, not under fire, but like when your brain is dumping the serotonin and dopamine and you're getting that euphoric feeling, and that's what everyone is like. It's addicting. It's a rush. And that's where I think, for me, where FOMO, fear of missing out for people, comes into play as well. You're chasing those green candles, man. And you're like, oh, I want some of that action. So just listen to those that preach little words of wisdom here and there in that regard. But in the meantime, get away from this stuff. Stop looking at the charts. If you do, the old saying is, when in doubt, zoom out. Okay? Especially something that's got some history to it. The charts tell a story. So that's the beauty of it. So I'm not a TA guy. Love bringing in people that are. KRJ, Access Alive. There's a few others that are really good at it. And I always appreciate having those people come on the show and share what's going on in the community and everything alike, right?
Konnichiwa! Konnichiwa! Konnichiwa!
Okay, I had to break it up a little bit, right? So, hey man, so this gentleman so going back a little to the crypto side here, this gentleman, Okeechobee, man, thank you very much for supporting the cause, being out there on hole number 7, and just, singing your tracks, man. Everybody had a great time. I'm sure if you guys go out there, you'll see the videos of us just, having fun, making memories, getting to know people in the community. That's what the Pulse Chain Conference was all about. It was really good stuff. Enjoyed it. So Okeechobee, thank you. And this is him making one of the tracks for one of the products that I'm a co-founder of.
Now this was like a job for me, so everybody just follow King Cooley. You need a little controversy.
Do you want to be a king? Do you want to be a queen? Sitting on the throne, living in bliss and serene. Do you want to be a king? Do you want to be a queen? Sitting on the throne, living in bliss and serene. Don't flush your hopes and dreams down the toilet. This is the moment your whole life can change. This is the moment you can be saved. Feel it in your pulse, it's time to rage. The world is evolving, don't be displaced. Open up your mind and leave your cage. Seize this moment, no time to waste. Freedom away, can't you taste? Don't be surprised, we're energized. Don't pull away, cause we're mesmerized. Go big or go home, supersize. The community token has arrived. Heartbeat with the rhythm of this music. Haven't reached myself, otherwise just foolish. Wash away your worries like a bidet. King Puri arrives, it's hip hip hooray. Do you want to be a queen? Sitting on the throne, living in bliss and serene. Do you want to be a king? Do you want to be a queen? Sitting on the throne, living in bliss and serene.
So yeah, man, just shout out to you. Thank you for showing up, keeping your word, doing the thing. And Corey and Investor made, a great track for us as well. Thank you, sir. It was great catching up with you, Corey, out in Panama, hanging out in the boat for the No Permissions conference. That was good stuff. So we look forward to that as well. Let's see. We got it right here. So Mr. Hart, Mr. Richard Hart, what's up? What's the latest here? So many of you have heard, and maybe the Ripple price is showing that, or excuse me, the XRP price is reflecting this. Apparently the SEC is dropping its appeal against Ripple. So what's he say here? So when a specific organization does something evil, remember that organizations are made usually of individuals, and the organization will usually turn on that individual if too much heat is brought to bear on them. Thus, one must focus on individuals and not titles for personal responsibility to win the day. So, for instance, Elon Musk is quoted as not respecting certain organizations, but how is that fair to others in the organization to be painted with that brush? And how does that allow for personal responsibility of the evil actor? Name and shame evil doer individual instead of the broad organization. Old Sammy Chica, man, the only organization I like is an orgy. Love it. Anyways, good stuff. Appreciate y'all. We'll close out. I'm a co-founder of King Pui and Queen Pui. The Queen represents the queens of crypto, women in crypto in general. The King Pui came about from when Richard Hart came to America, installed a bidet for his folks, and we took it and ran a meme with it.
Do you want to be a king? Do you want to be a queen? Sitting on the throne, living in...
It's Richard Hart, rumored billionaire and bidet service technician. I'm here to install your bidet, sir.
It's the one and only Eagle Double G.
Here we go. Look at that technology right there. It's going to wash your butt, and your butt's going to be clean. Let's get to work. Woo! Ooh, doggy. Wow, this thing actually works great. Well, anyway, Richard Hart here, rumored to be a billionaire, installing a bidet for someone that I love. And, it seems to work just fine. It only cost $100, and well, I don't see any leaks. So, clean butts for everybody. Can you not stand there and do nothing? Hand me the screwdriver.
Shit. My bad, Dad. It was an accident.
This is why I hate you. You are stupid. I can't believe you knocked my crown into the toilet.
You don't need to be so angry, Dad. You have unlimited money. Just relax.
You want me to relax? That isn't just any crown. That is the enchanted pulse chain crown. You can't just walk into a store and buy another one. It's the only one in existence.
Man, we miss
I'm
you guys.
sick of having kids that disappoint me.
Don't compare me to E-Hex.
You're right. E-Hex made millionaires. What have you done? Actually, I know what you can do. You're going to go in there and get it.
Dad, you're joking, right? There's no way I can fit down the drain.
This is no ordinary toilet. This is a portal to the pulse chain Valhalla. Get in there now and get my crown back.
Oh, yeah.
Who goes there? Reveal yourself.
Pui, you have been chosen. King Pui, it is time. The cycle is nearly at its end, and you must save the kingdom from the Jeets. V.I.C up.
What just happened? Where am I?
My king, the memes of the kingdom await you.
Who's King Pooey? Can someone please stop chanting and answer me? What's everyone cheering about? Oh shit. He's wearing Richard's enchanted crown.
I am King Pooey! Are you looking for a solid investment in the Pulse Chain ecosystem? Dive into Solid X, the token making waves with its incredible growth potential and dedicated founder. Solid X is the brainchild of Fire Whale, a prominent figure and major believer in Richard Hart's vision for Pulse Chain. His commitment is evident, holding a substantial portion of Solid X tokens himself. Designed as a store of value, Solid X offers a fixed supply of 21 million tokens, mirroring the scarcity and stability of Bitcoin. Experience the power of swimming with whales. Solid X has already demonstrated explosive growth, attracting significant liquidity and capturing attention across the crypto world. The future is bright. Firewhale is developing a revolutionary cross-chain casino game with a portion of its revenue dedicated to buying and burning Solid X and Ink tokens, further increasing their scarcity and value. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Visit solidx.win today and join the Solid X community.
And show me some love. I wanna get the party going. Ladies to the front. Now let me see you shake it and turn the music up. When the bass gets bumping up in the club, pour another shot and show me some love. I wanna get the party going. Party with some models, fast cars, superstars. Leave the club tomorrow. Fast
got a body like a model. You got a body that you always find. Open up a bottle, and baby you can have whatever you want. You taste so sweet, I can't help myself. You like candy, you like liquid honey. You taste so sweet, I can't help myself. You like candy, you like liquid honey. You like liquid honey. You like liquid honey.
Alright, SEC charges Hex founder Richard Hart with misappropriating millions of dollars of investors' funds from unregistered crypto asset security offering, raising more than $1 million.
First Saturday, hey! Isn't it supposed to be on 2 feet? Holy!
Yo, it's the Hexicans again. Crypto, this ain't the end. It's real life, not pretend. The code is what we defend. We some crypto junkies. Hex and pulse chain, we comfy. The price action bananas. Chimpanzees, monkeys, making trust to sleep. How can I claim a loss? Hex and pulse chain, they didn't rug. Gary Gensler, we're the victims. I really think you just spreading some FUD. So tell me what this is about. Oh, you do anything for the clout? You are a joker and I am dope, but that's just a fact. Full disclosure. So tell me what's next. You think Richard Hart's gonna run with the funds? I heard some info to say that, and to me, that sounds really dumb. But that's just me, and we will see. Hex is no company. I own my crypto, how it should be. No restrictions, totally free. With DeFi, there's no middleman. Just code program to do what it do. Repetitive tasks, kiss my ass and regulate this new asset class, cause we some crypto.
First Saturday, hey! Isn't it supposed to be on 2 feet? Holy!
Yo, it's the Hexicans again. Crypto, this ain't the end. It's real life, not pretend. The code is what we defend. We some crypto junkies. Hex and pulse chain, we comfy. The price action bananas. Chimpanzees, monkeys, making trust to sleep. How can I claim a loss? Hex and pulse chain, they didn't rug. Gary Gensler, we're the victims. I really think you just spreading some FUD. So tell me what this is about. Oh, you do anything for the clout? You are a joker and I am dope, but that's just a fact. Full disclosure. So tell me what's next. You think Richard Hart's gonna run with the funds? I heard some info to say that, and to me, that sounds really dumb. But that's just me, and we will see. Hex is no company. I own my crypto, how it should be. No restrictions, totally free. With DeFi, there's no middleman. Just code program to do what it do. Repetitive tasks, kiss my ass and regulate this new asset class, cause we some crypto.